So today I'm here testing.
What's up? What's happening, everybody? Welcome to my channel. My name is Sister Oz, also known as Andake, and I am being Andake, which is being a queen. Today I'm talking about the five, right? 5 ways to that are natural, 5 natural ways that you could use to prevent pregnancy. For a lot of reasons, everybody has their reasons. I'm not here to judge, I'm just here to give tips. So, let me just, this is coffee. I love coffee, it's just a disclaimer. So the first thing that I'd like to highlight, or let me, before I speak about the first thing, I'd like to speak about why maybe many women would feel the need to try alternative methods to contraceptives, or like the medical way of preventing pregnancy, which would be your contraceptive pills, your contraceptive injections, contraceptive what's the thing that they put in there? I think it's the IUD or UID, something like that. But we used to call it the loop. And then there's an implant. Trust you me, I've done it all, and I was doing it all in an intention or with a mission to actually heal and save myself from not getting a little baby. That was after baby number 2. So I have 2 children, and after that I tried my utmost best to find natural ways of preventing pregnancies, because I had failed. Like, everything didn't work for me. Like, the others made me lethargic. Like the implant and the injections, they gave me the same reaction. I didn't get my period, so I figured it was screwing around with my hormones. And then I was also lethargic, was very, very tired. I was always hungry, and and then with the loop, I had a lot of abdominal pain, which is the UID or the IUD. I had a lot of abdominal pain. So I found a way. I dibbled and dabbled around with a whole lot in an intention to try and save myself. I finally did, and it's not a science. It's natural. So here goes. Number 1, it's the pull-out method. Ladies, tell me, what do you know about the pull-out method? Now, this would require you to be completely in control of your situation. And I'm just going to say this. All of the methods that I'm naming and listing down below are methods that you could use all together. You can use one, but I would suggest using at least 3 or like 2 or more. It always makes sense. So I'll just go through the list, and then you will see which one makes sense for you, and I'll share which ones I use. So the first one is the pull-up method. It always works. I must say, my current partner is the king of the pull-out game. He's just the best. He's the best of the best. I've never seen anybody do it like that, but he does it. So the pull-out method is when, when the guy feels like your partner feels like he's about to ejaculate, and then he just pulls it out, and everything else falls on your abdomen, your thighs, whatever, but not on the kucheche. And I would say that with the pull-up method, what you could do is always use the bathroom after this. I'd always advocate for using the bathroom all the time when you're in your side, when you're having like intimate relations with your partner. But this instance would help a lot if you could accompany this method with actually going to the bathroom and actually using your lower abdominal to try and push. Science doesn't back it up, but experience for me backs it up. So yes, they can pull out, but you could also add a bit by you going to the bathroom and urinating. That helps as well. That's why I say you need to do it every time. You need to go to the bathroom every time after your sexual encounter, because it helps with urinary tract infections. So so it's just an adage. The second, if you see me looking down into my nose, I told you. The second one is cycle tracking, and this is my favorite, and I feel like I'm going to make a video specifically about this. Let me know if you would like to have a video specifically about cycle tracking, because I realized that some of us are not too familiar about how the menstrual cycle or the uterus cycle works. So I'll break it down in a longer video if you would like that, but I feel like I should anyway. So I'll break it down and go into detail as to, for instance, what hormones to anticipate at which phase of the cycle and stuff like that, and how to balance your cycle and how to balance your emotions. Sorry, I always say emotions. How to balance your hormones, emotions too. For cycle tracking, like when you are older, you get to understand how many days it takes in between your cycle. But if you don't know, what you could do is start tracking it now. It's a tricky story for irregular cycles, but I'll touch on that on the other video. So what you do is on the first day that you're going on your cycle, that is your first day, like the first day you see red, see blood, that's your first day. And then you go and you count how many days in between your first cycle and your next first cycle. First day and your next first day, and that is the length of your cycle. So normally people go for 28 to 29 days, but some people can go less than that, like 25 days, 21 days, and stuff like that. Other people can go more. I normally just 28, depending on what's happening with my system. Sometimes when your hormones are off, your cycle can affect your cycle somehow. So with cycle tracking, the thing is, in most instances, biology is just common in general, but there are always special cases. So in this instance, I'm talking about the common way of how it goes. I know it's different for everybody, but in most instances, this is how women experience their menstrual cycle, right? And how they can move around understanding that. So on the first day, you see your rate. That is your first day. And from that first day until I like to be safe and say 10 days. You could always be extra safe and say 8 days, right? And then from those, that is your open window where you can, not use a condom and whatever. But yes, you cannot fall. It's very impossible. It could happen, but it's very highly unlikely for it to happen because the cycle is like, the eggs are in a different they're still developing, and so just biology. I'll go into deeper into that in a separate video. So from that 8 days, you can do whatever you want in terms of interacting sexually with your partner without having a lot of concerns. But then from the 9th day, normally it's 10, but I like to be extra careful. 9th day until day 16. Normally it's day 14, it's day 10 to day 14. That's how biology says, but I like to just be extra vigilant because you never know. So from that, from day 9 until day 16, that is the no-go zone for you and your partner. Practice yoga, try to find other ways to make love. That's another conversation altogether as well. So don't. And then anything from after day 17 going to your next day 1, it's safe. So that's cycle tracking. So you could use cycle tracking for when you want to get pregnant and when you don't want to get pregnant. It's the most easiest way, for me. I found that's the one that I use, but I'll tell you about that later. The third method to prevent pregnancy that is natural is condoms. I know there's a lot of controversy around condoms and how toxic the gel and whatever lubricant is that is in the condoms, but I'd rather the gel than the baby, an unwanted baby type of thing. I could figure out a way to cleanse my nani and my uterus after that, but I carry a condom, a male condom on my purse. my bag, in my wallet, everywhere. Because I'm a firm believer in condoms and condomizing. It's not just for pregnancy, but it just goes a long way to taking care of your uterus. Whether you know your partner or you don't, until you live with somebody and you can actually see what they put into their system and to their body, I really don't trust anybody with like their semen in my uterus. So condoms always help with that. They help a lot with just specifically that, but it can also go a long way into preventing the semen into going into your womb. But I'll get to it. I was just going to talk about the fact that you need to couple these methods together. Use two or more. I use two. Well, yeah, most instances, sometimes three when I need to. I'll get to that. So the condom, yeah, condom. If your partner doesn't want to use a condom, then he's trash. So we're not talking about trash. Yeah, we're talking about people, not trash. Trash bag bandits. Anyway, and then there's TOP. So TOP, that is the fourth method that I've identified. This is also very, very, very controversial, and its natural status is it's out for question, it's out for the jury's still out on that. But for me, I find that it's the easiest way to prevent or to reverse TOP, meaning termination of pregnancies. So when you terminate a pregnancy, it's like they call it an abortion, and I feel like there's so much negativity around the word abortion. I think I'll also make another separate video about why have we decided to weaponize abortion, and if it makes sense for the woman, why not, right? So this is the fourth method. It's I'm not too sure how it works in other countries, but here in South Africa and most other developed countries, it's pretty legal. It's available in hospitals. No more backdoor early abortions that are very dangerous for you and whatever. So go to the clinic, go to the hospital. Don't mind the nurses talking about. I'll just make a video sharing my experience, because I've done a few, and I'm not shy. I don't know why we're weaponizing it, and I'm gonna do that video specifically to just try it by all means to make women, feel powerful about ownership of their wombs, because it's not other women who are shaming these behaviors. It's men, for whatever reasons, why men feel the need to want to have ownership over women's wombs. That beats me, especially when we're in 2021. It beats me. That genuinely beats me. I'll make that video, trust me. And then the last method, before this video gets too long, the last method, my dear friends, my dear people, if all fails, if all doesn't go well, if just life doesn't happen along your you could just wake up and go for a morning after pill. You can get morning after pills that could last for up to 36 hours, but I don't trust them. So you could just try the normal ones, like the ones that you could take within 12 hours, So to avoid risks, so if all of these, so if the pill method didn't work and your cycle maybe tracking was difficult because your menstruation is irregular or your cycle is irregular, maybe the condom broke or the morning after didn't work, there's always TOP, and TOP is a proven terminating the pregnancy if all needs be. Let us take ownership of the fact that we understand how the uterus works, right? We have ownership. There's no person who's going to be crying, or babies and trauma and all. Stop listening to people who want to fearmonger over your own womb. It's your womb. In as much as they're vegetarians or vegans who would tell you that don't eat meat because you're killing you, but the other people will not kill. So why should it matter what we do? Because it's not a human being yet. It's not a human being yet. But I don't want to get into the politics of that in this video. I'll make a special video about terminating pregnancies and the moral attachment that is placed on it, and why should we women be burdened with having to be the moral compasses of the world when I don't want to get into that, but my point is you can use all four all at once, all together. But if all fails, there's always the termination of pregnancy. So I've done this, and I hope it makes sense. Please let me know in the comments below what else you would like to hear about this. And I'm not saying things that I've heard. I use all of these things. I've used them, and I've used them as alternatives to methods that didn't work for me, methods that were toxic for my system. So if you're interested and curious in trying to find a way that is natural to, try and avoid unwanted pregnancies, try these methods. Thank me later. So guys, thank you for watching my video. Please catch my next videos about the cycle tracking in detail, as well as the termination of pregnancies. And if you like my content, please subscribe to my channel, as well as to share these videos with anybody that you feel would need to listen to them, especially younger girls. Basis of the internet. Call me your call me Big Sis Candy. Yes, Big Sis Candy sounds nice. Connect Candy. Anyway, bye guys. It was very nice sharing this. I just love sharing this information because I know there's somebody who needs to hear it. Love. Check you on the next video. Bye y'all.
We are evolving.